Hi, welcome back to Network Tracking with Jappie. So I couldn't quite remember actually what happened in this period because things weren't as exciting as, the year before. But yeah, I looked at the journals and to see what I wrote about, and apparently I came back into a relationship with my ex around this period. However, after like a couple of months, we also broke up again. This time around, it was like a weight falling off to my shoulder because she was depressed and essentially she broke contact with me. So, I couldn't do anything about it. But yeah, that was not a good relationship to be in. It was like a long distance one as well. Like here I learned that long distance relationships are not for me. I also was like really concerned about my income, and some of the notes in my journal are like cursing, saying like, oh, I should mention this in my one-on-ones with the CTO, that like I really want to have more money, because I was still at like 5k a month, and for what I was doing at Supercede, I was like essentially making sure this one customer, like they had this one customer, making sure this one customer was happy and make sure they got signed and make sure the entire operation was still functional. So yeah, I was like really fanatical employee at this point. I was doing wonderful, I guess. Like I think I deserved a raise. So yeah, that's why I wanted to ask for it. Looking back, like asking for a raise after a year may seem a bit odd, but in software, after like 2 or 3 years of experience, you really need to start looking or start asking about a raise, or go to another place, because you get like a large pay bump by the market. After 2 or 3 years, like you're meteor to senior, and they're gonna pay you a lot more. Anyway, I had like 17 euros in cash, 4,500 euros in checking account, 7,000 euros in N26, 78 euros in ING, and again, there's like 670 euros in transfer. I suspect these are Airbnb payments or something. I'm not sure. I still hold on those stocks I picked. The pension is not doing anything because that's what it does. The shares in Supercede are just like, they're like in a proxy for income, I guess. So what I did is I just like looked up the amount I eventually got from them, and I just worked back into the tracking what it should be. So I divided it because it was like kind of difficult to track it at a time. It was going up and down a lot. But these are like approximations of shares on Supercede. But these are real shares, so I can trade these. I cannot even sell these shares, right? Because they are of a private equity essentially. So unless they go to market, or if they unless they go to market, I cannot sell them currently. I need to get like board permission to sell them, which is difficult. And I'm getting like a large amount of money in the brokerage account, which is good. So things are going great here at this point, I guess. One thing I want to point out, however, is that the way I invested this money was through a brokerage account, but this is not a tax advantage account. So this is not a retirement account. This is like post-tax brokerage account, which brings me in some trouble later on because I have to pay a lot of tax. Because by Dutch standard I'm getting like a good compensation. So the house hasn't changed yet in value. I don't think I realized I could check the WZ value at this point. So but yeah, it will start moving as well soon. Student debts remain the same because 0%, and I paid the loan a little bit of the mortgage, which is good. And then our final net worth settles around 112,000 euros. That's a lot of money. And yeah, I got a difference of 12k, and this is a more reasonable increase in net worth than what I got before here, and because this was going, just the stock market going crazy, right? On the compensation I was getting, I wouldn't expect these kind of increases to persist. And yeah, my debt ratio is also getting good. So thanks for watching, everyone. Please leave a like if you liked the video, subscribe, and if you have any reactions, I would love to hear your comments. Until next time.